Welcome to UpSkill Talks. I'm your host, Michelle Shaw. In this episode, I'm going to address one of the most popular questions we get here at UpSkill Talks. How do I develop confidence? I'm going to take the next few episodes to break down how we develop confidence using the CIA confidence formula, which we published last year. Let's make sure we're clear about what confidence is before we talk about how we develop it. I think it may be beneficial for us to clarify what confidence is not to begin. Confidence is not arrogance. It's not extroversion. It's not loudness. It's not flattery. It is something deep inside of you. It is a confidence, a belief, an assurance that you know how to do something, that you have the skills, the knowledge, the capability to execute on something. It is knowing that you have the abilities, the capability, and feeling good about that. That's really what confidence is. And so it's quiet, it's secure, and it does not need to show off. And it's not something that makes one feel superior to others. It doesn't make you feel like it's all about your personality, so you have to brag or anything. It is deeply personal. Yes, it is personal, it is internal. And although it does have an impact on what we do externally, that feeling which we call confidence is deep inside of us. So let's start with that. It is an accurate and positive belief about your skills and abilities. And so I want to talk about just a little bit about confidence before we jump into exactly how we build it out. So confidence is a result. It is an outcome. It is what you get by doing, by practicing, by becoming. It's not something that falls off a shelf and you pick it up in 1, 2, 3 steps. It is a skill, more importantly, a skill that can be developed the way you develop any other skill. And that means confidence is something that you can achieve, that all of us can achieve in whatever area we choose to develop confidence. So that's one. You're not going to listen to this podcast and then develop confidence by listening to it. You're going to need to actually go and do the work of developing this skill. What this podcast can offer are some strategies, some tips, some tools on how to develop it. But there are more requirements. As we say, CIA. It's a formula that discusses how to develop it. And so it is a kind of potential, a kind of experience that has the ability to be contagious. And it is a skill that we have to continually improve, build, strengthen, build on, rebuild, because confidence is a fragile skill, a fragile thing. You can have it today and you can lose it tomorrow. It's like other skills that we have and we will lose. If you develop a language skill and you never get a chance to practice that language, you may lose the vocabulary, you may lose that skill. If you always play the piano and if you were really good at it and you haven't played for many, many years, you may lose the confidence in that skill. Confidence is something that we develop from practice. All right. And so I'm going to do a game with you, 2 truths and a lie. You know this game. So I'm going to share 3 things. You're going to tell me which one is the lie. So after I share all 3, pause it, figure out which one is a lie, and then continue to find out if you got it right. Okay, see if you can spot the lie. A, no one is confident in everything. B, you already have confidence. C, you can develop confidence in all aspects of your life. Now pause and figure out if you've been able to spot the lie. Yep, C is the lie, because you won't live long enough to be confident in all things. We cannot be confident in all things. So that is a lie, that you can develop confidence in all aspects of your life. No, you won't. We don't have enough time for that. And so what is important for us to understand going into this conversation about how to develop confidence is, first of all, to understand what is it that we're trying to develop. And know that for sure, make sure we clarify our misunderstandings of what confidence is. I want to share a story with you. So I teach different classes, and one class that I teach is speaking with confidence. And in that class, there are many presentations that students have to do. And these are adult learners. And so this one student, I remember she had a very hard time doing presentations, really nervous, really shaky, almost having anxiety attacks doing the presentations. And it was really challenging to help her to build out her confidence to do even a 1-minute presentation. And so we had to have these one-on-one sidebar conversations. In those conversations, I learned that she taught ice skating lessons. Now, I'm not an ice skater and I wanted to learn, so I agreed to go to her classes. I signed up with the city and I went to one of her classes. She was masterful, confident, really on it, and I needed her to hold my hand just not to fall on the ice. I couldn't walk, I couldn't stand, I couldn't get up. I had no clue how to do this thing called ice skating. And she was flipping and spinning and just going around gracefully on the ice, confidently. And so in one situation, I am confidently presenting and teaching her to present, and she has absolutely no confidence. And then we get to the ice with this is her arena, and she had all the confidence in the world, and I had no confidence at all. And so it's not a static thing. We are confident in some things and not necessarily in other things. So let's talk about how we develop this confidence now. And so when you're building your confidence, building on your confidence, or rebuilding your confidence, you need a method. So we're offering you the CIA formula. The CIA formula is a cycle. It takes you through the CIA over and over again, iteratively, for you to build, rebuild, strengthen, and build on your confidence, to upskill your confidence. All right. And so the 3 steps are C for courage, I for intention, and A for action. So courage, intention, action is the formula that helps us develop our confidence. All right. What is important about this formula is it's not fixed. You don't have to go through it in any specific way, but these 3 elements are going to be important. Wherever you are now, you may feel like I already know what my intention is. I just need to build the courage. So start with courage. You may already know what the intention is and already have the courage. You're just not taking the steps. So go to action. If you haven't started on this journey, start with intention. That's where we're going to start today. All right. So the I is for intention, CIA. So we're starting at I is for intention. And this is sort of where you would start if you have not come to this place to really think about your confidence and how to move it forward. So those of you who've asked me, how do you develop confidence? Let's start with I for intention. All right. So in simple terms, intention means to know where you want to go. What the purpose is, what the goal is, what the aim is, what the plan is, what the vision is, to have an end in mind. What are you trying to achieve here? What is the goal? What is the aim? Why are we having this conversation? We need to make sure we're clear on our intention. In our early activity, you figured out what the lie was. You figured out that we couldn't be confident in all things. So part of that intentionality is to be clear about what you want to be confident in. It's not I want to be a confident person overall. It's that I want to be confident in these areas of my life. So that part of that intentionality is to be clear about what are the areas of your life that you want to be confident in. All right, so let's figure that out. And I'm going to walk you through some questions for you to consider as you're thinking about this. Question 1. In what areas of your life do you already have confidence? Because that was true. You already have confidence in some areas of your life. So think about what areas you already have confidence in. And then What areas do you not have confidence in? And there are some areas of our lives that we don't have confidence in, but we don't need to develop confidence in them right now. They're not high priority because it's not going to support our larger overarching goals, our life purpose, the mission that we're on. So we need to be thinking about confidence in the context of what is the long run vision. What do you want? What steps do you need to take now to get there? What's the goal? Why are we trying to develop confidence? In what areas do you already have it? In what areas do you not have it? And where do you need it? So think about, where exactly do I need to build confidence? Because it's the journey. You're not going to build confidence in everything at once. So pick one item, one thread, and let's work on that one bite at a time, right? So what do you want to be confident in? As soon as you identify what you want to be confident in, a good place to think is, who do you know that's confident in this area? Whose brand of confidence in this area appeals to you, resonates with you, or do you admire or would like to emulate, model, or so? That's the next step. And then make sure to spend time to map out your vision of this confidence. So you're learning from people who have it. You spend some time reflecting on it, assessing yourself about it, but then look out. This is part of that intentionality. What is your vision for your own confidence in this area? What is it going to look like, sound like, feel like? What are you going to do? Who are you going to be when you have this level of confidence? We need to spend time on this. Remember, I said confidence is a skill. We develop it through effort. So we're not just going to talk about these things and leave it and the confidence comes. You're going to have to spend some time to go through this reflection, plan this out, prepare yourself for the confidence to come. All right. So when you get this confidence, this is part of the intentionality, spending time to think about it. What are your real intentions? When you get this confidence, what are you going to do with it? Who are you going to be? How are you going to be different? What are you going to do differently? How are you going to sound any different than you are now? Who are you going to engage with? Where are you going to go? What are the things that you would like to be doing now that you're not doing, and confidence is the obstacle? What will you be able to overcome as a result of this newfound confidence? What will the outcome be? So look out to that place to try and make sure you're mapping out the vision for your confidence in very precise ways. That's one. And then always remember, who would you be with the confidence that you're not right now? Always be thinking about that. And finally, what price are you willing to pay to develop this confidence? And this is what I'm talking about when I say it's a skill. The research suggests that it takes over 10,000 hours to develop a new skill. How much time are you going to put in? What are you prepared to give up in order to develop confidence in this area that you've identified? That's going to be very important, because a lot of people believe that listening to a podcast on how to develop confidence, when you're done with that, now you've got it because you've listened. Actually, no. What you have now are some strategies to go and execute. What you have now is a toolkit or a set of steps or a method for going forward to map out the confidence. But confidence can only come from you. No one can hand it to you. People can support you on your journey in many different ways. This process of thinking through what you already have, what you don't have, the areas that you want it in, who already has it, what it's going to look like, feel like, sound like, who you're going to become when you have it. Why do you need it? What goal is it going to help you to achieve? What obstacle are you going to overcome when you get it? These are things. What are you willing to do to actually develop this confidence, to actually get it? These are all really important pieces of setting the intention. Once you go through that reflective activity, come to your own place now and think, this is the purpose for which I want to develop confidence in this area. This is how it's going to benefit me. This is why I need it. This is how I'm going to use it. This is the price I'm willing to pay for it. Now that you've got that, make a note of that one thing that is important to you, that one area that you want to develop your confidence in. Make a note of that. That's the I in the formula, the CIA formula for developing your confidence. That's the intention. At UpSkill, we developed this formula to make it easy for you to focus on the key areas to build your confidence. CIA formula, the I, the intention. Set your intention. What's that area that you're going to develop your confidence in? And that's after going through this reflection. And then in the next episode, we're going to move on to the C for courage. What is going to take for you to get from where you are to the set of steps that you need to take to build your confidence. Thank you for listening to UpSkill Talks. I'm Michelle Shaw, host, and I want to invite you to subscribe, follow, rate, review UpSkill Talks wherever you listen to it. Again, see you next time, same place. We'll continue this conversation on confidence.